Welcome back to Miss Annette's Little Farm in the Big City. Today we're going to be making terrariums. I moved my desk around so we can film. We're in my office, which is also the sun porch, and I'm going to cover it up with newspaper because it's a dirty activity. Literally dirty, because we're going to be getting our hands dirty today in some soil. I'm really excited about this activity because this is about the time of the year where it's all snowy and you can't get out in the garden, and this is a good activity for those kind of days where you're anxious to get in the garden. So I'm going to get all my materials. I have all my materials laid out on the table. I have the plants that I chose, and I chose different kinds of plants. These plants are all very similar in their needs because those are all going to go in the terrarium, and they're all going to need to have similar watering and soil needs and light needs. And then I got a couple of bulbs, and I have some air plants. I have 3 different containers. I have a juice glass that's really pretty, but it's only one that we have. And I've been thinking, what can I do with this? So I have an idea for that. And then I have this big jar that I got at the thrift store. And then I found this little thing at the thrift store as well. And it looks like it's just a little handmade something or other. And it's really odd looking. But I have an idea of what I'm going to use this for. I have some charcoal, some stones, and some soil that I got from our compost pile. And we'll need all of these materials to make our terrariums and our planters. It's going to be done in layers. So the first layer is going to be our rocks. They have all these little pebbles. They're really small. I'm going to put them on the bottom. And that's going to help with the drainage, the water. These plants don't like to sit in water too much. It gets them too soggy. There we go. And so we have the stones on there nice and even, the bottom. And then we're going to, since it's going to be closed, I'm going to put a lid on it. We want to put some charcoal in it. But if you make a terrarium that's open, the charcoal is not necessary. So we're going to put some of this in here. I'm not really sure how much I need to put, so I'll probably just crumble it and put it in the bottom. So you can get these also at your local nursery. Now we're going to put some of the soil in there. And we're going to want to have it about 2 to 3 inches high. Now, what is the difference between soil and dirt? Well, soil is alive and has a lot of microorganisms in it. And dirt is pretty much dead and dry. Oh, it feels good to have your hands back in the soil. See, just a little bit more. Now let's add some plants. I'm going to decide how we want these little plants to look. Flower plants in here, and I'm going to take the little ferns and put them on the sides. Just take them out of their pot like this, and don't pull them like this, but put them upside down, and then they should come right out. And it'll just go right in there. I'm going to keep those little markers. Let's see. So then I'm going to put those on the side. This little one, I'm going to put her up front. She's kind of a lower plant. This one on that side. So I kind of have 2 and 2 right here, and then I'll put these little taller ones in the center. And I'm going to keep these little tags so I can keep track of what kind of plants they are, and I can remember what kind of care that they need. Now, it was that easy. So now you have your little terrarium all set up. I'm going to put just a little bit more soil to make sure that the roots are covered up and that it's in there nicely. Look at that. It's very pretty. Now you can decorate it. You can put some things in it. I have this little toadstool in a shell and a little tiny gnome. And on this side I'm going to put a rock. And I have plenty of rocks. Let's see. Which one should I choose? Oh, the spongy looking one is cool. Put that one right here. And then I'll water it. Put the top on. That was not too hard, was it? Putting it all together. And you could even use plants that you already have around your house and toys that you have around your house. And just finding different materials to make this a terrarium. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with these little bulbs. I'm going to use this glass, and I'm going to use it to put these bulbs in. So I'm going to kind of stagger them like this, but at the bottom I'm going to use the rest of these pebbles. Okay, I want to save some for our next thing. And so I put the pebbles in the bottom of this. And then I'm going to put some water. Then I'll put my bulbs in there. It was that easy. And then in a few weeks, I'll have some beautiful paperwhite daffodils. Now let's do our next project. You can save these little containers to plant seeds later on. So I had this little container that I found at the thrift store, and it had 3 holes in it, and it's kind of an odd looking container. I think somebody made it as an art project, but I really liked it. I kind of liked it because it makes me think of the ocean and the way the ocean moves. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it, but I purchased it anyway. It was 69 cents, and I had it for a little while. Now I know what I'm going to do with it. When I went to the nursery, they happen to have some beautiful air plants. And if you don't know what an air plant is, it's a plant that needs very little care and doesn't really need to have soil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of my stones that I had left over, and I'm going to put them in the bottom of my little container here. Oops. This little rock is too big. Just enough at the bottom of the container. I'm just going to add just a little bit of water to the stones. Not too much, but just enough to have a little bit of moisture. And then I'm going to put my plants, my air plants in it. And let's see. I think I'll put the tall one in the center like this. Or like this, I think. I really like this one. And I think she would look well. I don't know why I said she. And then this one looks like a porcupine. Fit perfectly in there. And there. That was easy. All right. Well, there you go. 3 different ways to celebrate your green thumb and satisfy that urge to get your hands in the soil. Thank you for visiting Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. We'll see you next time. Bye!